Welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I'm joined by
Jason
and Kelly, or not Kelly.
Erik. You know that you're half dwarf, right?
I think
What if I'm
Erik,
the Brad Pitt of dwarf kind?
Kelly, his wife, fucked a lot.
What's up, guys? It's Steve. I had hair when I was younger.
Like, watch this, guys. I'm gonna totally make them do it. Oh!
What's up, guys? It's Steve with Hap Gaming, and welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I am joined by
Erik.
And Kelly.
And this week we are talking about Overboard, and apparently I forgot to bring up my fucking notes. Hold on a second. God damn it. I'm like looking around, I'm like, did I fucking close them? What did I do? No, I never opened them. Never fucking opened them.
That's funny. Kelly has like an encyclopedic knowledge of that.
Of what exactly?
Of the show.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
We're darn close.
yeah.
There we go.
It's my all-time favorites.
All right,
Just
so this week we watched Overboard, directed by Gary Marshall, written by Leslie Dixon, starring Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell, and Edward Herrmann. IMDb synopsis: a cruel but beautiful heiress mocks and cheats a hired carpenter. When she gets amnesia after an accident, he decides to introduce her to regular life by convincing her they're husband and wife. So what'd you guys think?
Love this movie. It's one of my favorites. I'm really sad that they had to feel like they had to make a what's it called when they redo a movie?
To make a reboot?
Yeah, reboot.
Yeah.
Because nothing like it. And I know it's, make it new and whatever, but just no. It was so wrong in so many ways. Because this was a movie I grew up with. We went to Fort Bragg a lot, so I love the area because that's where this was filmed at.
Oh, was it?
Mostly, yeah. And
was that the farm that he lives at? I'm pretty sure my mom said was like right up the road from where she grew up as a kid.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So the house you've seen is a pretty good representation of my mom's background and basically the kind of lifestyle I lived as a young child. Except for like the whole like running around doing whatever you wanted, because my mom did not put up with that crap.
No teachers came to your house and was like, "Get your boys in order."
I could just imagine how well that would work out if they did that. Because my mom would be like, no, that's not going to happen, bro. You're dumb. Quit bugging me.
You'd yell at him, tell him to get the fuck out, and then yell at you guys afterwards. What the fuck are you guys doing getting these fucking teachers coming out to the house?
Well, I mean, they're so dumb. Just who does that? Who goes to somebody's house with that kind of an attitude?
Yeah. Maybe
know,
people
I mean, I
did
don't
back
get
at
it.
that
Especially being
in this time. I don't know.
Like give them a chance to get accustomed to the area or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
I don't think I ever watched this movie. Bits and pieces look familiar, so maybe like I saw, maybe it came on TV and I saw it every once in a while. And I'll tell you, I didn't think I would like it, but I actually enjoyed this movie. I thought it was
good.
I thought it was pretty good. So.
Well, that's awesome. I was like, I don't think Steve's gonna like this.
Yeah, I had a feeling too, because
mean,
it is old and you didn't grow up with it. That whole thing that we've talked about.
I mean, and old movies aren't necessarily bad for me. I'm not Jason, but like you said, I didn't grow up with it, and it's not like I'm against romantic comedies or anything like that. Don't really care.
Right.
I watch plenty of that shit too, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like I was like, whatever. Yeah, okay, we'll just fucking watch this. I was like, this is actually pretty entertaining. Fucking kids are funny as hell. After the whole creepo kind of stuff with the, lady basically, I don't know, she's not really kidnapped, but it was just weird. It's a weird situation.
Oh, right. Especially because like how do you know her? How do you prove that this is your wife?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, she has a birthmark on her upper butt cheek, basically. And they're like, hey, that's good enough. We don't need a marriage license or, anything legal.
Anything else, yeah.
Yeah. You got this. Plus, you're cute. Like,
she wasn't like a nice lady that somebody would try to protect.
No.
She
Yeah.
was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
That they were like, please get her the fuck out of here.
Yeah, 'cause he even said that. As much as I
Yeah.
want her to leave, I can't until I know for sure. You know.
And I mean, I love the beginning part of the movie, where she's prancing around
Yeah.
because Goldie Hawn was like my childhood crush.
Yeah, she's very beautiful.
I was like, oh my God, because she's pretty funny too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's an entertaining lady.
Mhm.
And then I never seen this movie till I was like, I think 11 or 12.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh wow, hold on, I missed that part. Can you rewind it?
What did they
And
say?
my dad's all, I missed it too. Let's watch that again.
Oh,
Oh
man.
gosh.
My mom rolled her eyes. I mean, it did
Oh,
have
man.
Kurt Russell with his shirt off,
Yeah.
or his shirt mostly off. So my mom was into that. So it was all right. Everybody was happy. So, I mean, I definitely could have described the birthmark as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I noticed
you-
it. I noticed it when I first seen it. I thought she had like a smudge on her butt.
You're like, here, let me wipe that off for you.
Oh yeah. So,
Yeah,
anyways.
So, like the beginning of this movie, like I said, I don't remember watching this, and I honestly did not know who the fuck the lady was at first. I know who Goldie Hawn is. She just didn't look the same as what I remember in other like pictures or anything like that. And then once she's I guess once she's like got amnesia and she's in the hospital, I'm like, oh yeah, I fucking know who that is. I don't know. I just didn't like. Maybe I just didn't look close enough or whatever. Just didn't, the face didn't look like her to me. So maybe it's
Well,
just
her
the way her
hair's
hair
weird.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean
So-
this is the
And
skimpiest
for Goldie Hawn not
outfit.
to smile, I mean, she's very
Yes.
smiley. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So when she's not smiling, you're like, eh? So yeah, we can see
and
that.
these are outfits that you don't see her in any
No,
other thing
Ever. She's a very classy lady, like
Yeah.
in Hollywood and stuff like that. In other movies, you don't,
Yeah, she does not mess around with that. So she's such a character.
Mhm.
What a good actress.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, at the
Well-
beginning, you just want him to like, go get the biggest woman in the town and pay her $10 to slap the shit out of her. With her rich, and then that guy. I love the guy,
Who,
her
her husband, Grant?
yeah.
Oh god, he's such a
He's-
sack of shit.
I
Oh
know,
yeah.
but he's like he does such a good job at playing that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the part where he's like, "I'm a god at sea." He seems like such
Yeah,
an
he believes
asshole.
it. He's not like it's just
Yeah.
he's just saying a line. Like, see that?
And then he's like, he was bopping the dolphin. I still don't know what the hell he was talking about. Like, was he banging the chicks? Why do they got?
I'm assuming that's what it-
innuendos?
I'm assuming that's what he meant.
No, he said spanking the donkey. No, what was he doing? It was something to the donkey.
I don't know, but he's hurt. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I got it, Kelly. Did you try choking yourself with your...
Okay, sorry, my son was trying to choke himself with a pair of shoes that I tossed over to him that still
Nice.
had the elastic on. I'm like, oh, there's no way he's gonna try him on his feet. Well, okay, I'm still a new parent, so sorry, I'm not trying to have my child endangered.
God damn it. I mean, this is what
But
Goldie
he-
Hawn would have done in the movie. She definitely would have just thrown some shoes.
He was getting the panic mode. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh god, my baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
she was definitely a mom that had no idea what she was doing with like 4 boys at that age.
That were
You know
just
that age.
piles of shit
Goodness.
too.
Yeah.
I feel like they were
Roy
way more
and-
pile shits than normal like boys, but like she said, Kurt Russell was just trying
No.
to be their buddy instead of their fucking dad. So, he wasn't really laying
Yeah,
down any like rules or anything like that. So
Yeah, and they thought he was going bowling every night. And I don't think they knew about the second job.
yeah.
You know?
No, I was when at that point I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, you have fucking 4 kids to feed. You need to get as much as you can. Fuck yeah. So I was
I
like,
was
at
wanting to
least
know exactly
I was just glad he wasn't going to a fucking strip club or something like that. I was like, oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if he was like the mixer guy, the DJ, that's
Yeah,
different,
yeah.
Then he'd be earning money.
DJ.
Yeah, they have DJs at strip clubs.
Oh,
Yeah.
The guy's like introducing.
Fellows,
I
put your
thought
hands
you meant-
together for
sorry.
candy.
Yeah, there you go, Steve. You should do that.
I know. Just be in your own little booth and have your little, button, like this is the pour some sugar on me song. Just had it already queued up. That's one of the buttons.
And the cherry pie song.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh man.
Yeah, so I mean, I love this movie. The premise is a little wonky. You could never do this movie today
That's why. Yeah.
at all. But it's like at the same time, like aside from semi-kidnapping her,
Yeah.
she did owe him. Like here's what, like
he lost all his tools.
rich
That's his.
people
Yeah.
are actually like that, where they're super chintzy.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like they do that stuff where they just don't pay somebody, and they'd rather pay a lawyer $10,000 than pay you your $600.
Yeah.
And
When I used to deliver furniture, I knew there was only one lady that would ever tip us, and I think it's because she wanted to bang my delivery partner.
Nice.
But yeah, so it was a good delivery every time because she always gave us at least $20. But every other rich person we fucking delivered to never get a tip. We would deliver to some of the shittiest little fucking shithole houses, and they would give us at least $5 and be like, "Well, you don't have to give us anything, But yeah, so it was just like, because those people actually know what it's like to fucking work and do something. So they were appreciative, and these fucking rich assholes, they don't fucking care. Especially if they've been rich forever and didn't fucking work for that money. They inherited something.
second gen rich is the worst.
Yeah.
Kids who grew up rich.
Yeah.
The worst people in the world. I mean, one thing our country could probably all get behind is that rich kids suck ass.
Yeah, definitely.
They're terrible. And like if we could all just get behind that rich kids suck ass, we could just come together, because that's what's really going on. We've got poor people, which is like pretty much everybody, and then we've got rich sacks of shit who keep doing terrible stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck those guys. But at the same time, I don't want to like do anything where I steal their money, but I would like to slap them around a little bit. Like I'm going to make a rich guy comment. You know what, buddy? I'm going to bend you over my knee and spank the shit out of you. You need it.
You might be into that, though. You might be into that.
Yeah. And you know what? I'd make him pay me for it. I'd be glad to do that. Be like $10,000 an hour, bitch. And then
minimum
Stan
1 hour,
could be
right?
a rich kid. Yeah.
God damn it.
I mean, it's just like that's what they do. And then so what's he supposed to do? Like, obviously not exactly this, but this could have been a much darker movie.
It could have been way worse.
Like basically, I think he did just about as good as anybody could do. He got her home. He didn't
cheat on her. He didn't, call her big names, anything like that.
The first thing he didn't do is he didn't get her home and just be like, okay, we're going to bang.
Yeah.
Whether you want to or not, which is
she said no. And he's like, okay, no, boom, boom. All right.
Yeah. I mean, of course you're going to make a run at it. You got to say it.
Yeah. You got to try.
But at the same time, like he didn't just be like, okay, this is all that's going to happen.
Well, and he made sure she slept in a different place than he did too, so nothing weird was going on there. So, it wasn't like
no weird skimpy outfits, no walking in on her in the shower. Like overall, if you're gonna do what he did, I think he did it about as classy as you could.
Right. But I did like his song though. My oh my God, a wonderful slave.
God damn it.
Sorry for the slurring or stuttering or whatever.
Slurring?
I don't know. It wasn't stuttering. It wasn't slurring. It was like, I don't know how to talk.
It was slurtering?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
It was cute how the boys. Yeah, it was cute how the boys, connected with her and.
Yeah.
Very soon thought of her as their own mom.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're not gonna. Fuck no, she's staying. We're not gonna tell her she's not our mom. Come on.
Even though Roy was, admiring her butt, even though she didn't have boobs. Like, I know, like, boys aren't gonna, like, filter themselves, but, like, going on her head, like, at that time, she thought that she was their mom.
Yeah.
Like, so he's like, that would not be okay with me. Like, why did my own son compliment my butt?
You should never, ever look at Pornhub.
Damn it.
Well,
I mean, we're talking like
at least
the entire front page is all
before
stuff
you even
like
type
that.
in your
That's
what you want.
everybody's looking at. Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is? Most popular
Yeah.
stuff.
If you
and
go
then...
in there and don't have any account, that's what's on there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thanks for the heads up.
It's not really my flavor of things.
Yeah.
But because you don't want to yuck anybody's yum when it
Right.
comes to that stuff. But still, that's what like people are looking at, and it's like that's weird.
So it's like full on. This is actual mom, not stepmom.
It's well, there's like a combo.
Because I mean,
I don't know. It's very vaguely worded, and I generally watch that stuff like any kind of video with the sound off. So I don't have any idea what they're saying, anyways.
yeah.
Which I guess is even creepier because this guy like just is like
You're just like outside their window.
pounding his
It's
sleeve.
okay. I don't
He's
need to
just,
hear
like,
you.
staring at her like
Yeah.
quiet,
And
just-
she's like,
and she's just like, and he's just like smothering her face.
Yeah.
Shh, they'll catch us.
I opened my mouth so wide just now. I just licked my microphone.
But yeah,
Sorry.
I wish I would have
Oh,
done video
man.
on that one.
Ah.
Anyways, so I mean, I think he did
It's
pretty good
foam.
because this could have been really dark.
Yeah.
Like this is a horror movie. Like I don't know how this was never a horror movie. Holy shit!
I
This
wonder
is
if they ever made, how they take like comedies, like one of my favorite ones that they turned into a horror movie was Elf, and they put it on with like creepy music and out of context, where he's like,
You talking about
Santa Claus, I know
Krampus?
him. What? No, they take a comedy. It's like a style they do on YouTube, or the
Oh,
internet.
is that where they did like the Ross? They
Yes.
took out the laugh track.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
played Ross's psychotic shit that he
Yes.
says on
It's my
Friends.
favorite thing ever. You know what I'm talking about, Steve?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. If you take laugh track out of anything though, too, like it's not just Friends, it's just anything. It's fucking weird. Like just watching like what's that show called? Big Bang Theory. If you watch that shit without laugh track, it's like it's fucking awkward as hell. What the hell? And it was already pretty awkward to begin with. But yeah, I don't know. It's fucking weird. So.
Yeah, that's because like on It's Always Sunny they had the mom episode, and then the mom episode. What the hell was I thinking? Oh yeah, the mom episode had a laugh track. So without the laugh track, it was really creepy and sad.
Yeah.
And anyways. What the fuck? I don't know. The kid's doing weird shit. So anyways, what'd you think about the movie? It's your first time seeing it.
Like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. The kids were. I think the kids kind of made it for me. Just the fact that they could have just been little shits the whole fucking time, and over time they kind of grew into like proper little respectable little kids, which
Made her a macaroni necklace and start calling her mom, and she was helping him read, and then she left, and then she says, "Mom says you don't leave," or you said moms don't leave. And I cry every time at this part. And today, I don't know if it was because it was Father's Day or as I was watching that scene, my son was sleeping in my lap, and I just lost it. I'm like, I won't try to leave you, Sid. It'll be healthy for you. I hate that part. It's so sad because obviously they lost their own mother. Like something tragic happened to her for her to die young.
Yeah.
And it's 4 boys without a mom, and then they get a mom for like 2 months, and she leaves. Like that would be so heartbreaking.
That would suck.
That would really suck. You're like, we got her, and then of course she came back, but you don't know that at the time.
Yeah, she's not even like a shitty like she was shitty at first. And then like if you look at the house when she
but she wasn't snobby. She's just
it's
like
clean.
what? Yeah,
and the kids are getting their lunches and they're getting taken care of for the first time ever.
Oh god, those fucking lunches. Oh,
the
first fucking
peanut butter,
lunch
throw
is
an M&M in there.
So fucking gross.
No bag for the sandwich.
Yeah, I was like, ew, that's nasty. God damn.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, Roy.
Yeah.
Roy. I love that.
Which kid was she calling the wrong name?
Travis, the oldest.
The oldest
Okay.
one who's gonna knock the girl up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how they like coach the youngest into saying shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you do to your younger siblings.
We didn't. My brothers would get me to say it.
I don't remember doing it to my brother, but I did it to my nephews. Like, hey, say this. Like, they weren't like dirty things, but it was just like anything for entertainment because they don't know any better. They're just like, yeah, I'll say it.
At a wedding, my dad had me make a crude comment. Everybody laughed, and then my mom slapped the shit out of me the second we were out in the parking lot.
Why, you didn't know it was wrong, did you?
Yeah.
When you were saying
Yeah, I
it?
was like 13. I knew I shouldn't say that.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, well, Dad said I could say it. It was fine. She didn't hear that. So
Uh-huh.
then Dad was like, okay, you should like cool it. I told him to say that, and then she got him. So I was like, we both got hit. That worked out fine.
It was a lot better than just you being by yourself getting hit.
Yeah. I don't like getting hit by myself for stuff that's like a team effort.
Yeah. I like the Coast Guard part. The fucking he's just calling in favors. They're going out there, fucking, going to try to find this yacht. The young guy's like, I can't see, sir. There's a fat guy in my way.
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off with that one. I was like, nah.
Yeah,
I'd be
Bad
the
Billy
fat guy
Pratt's
in the way.
a good sidekick in this.
Yeah.
I love how he's like, yeah, those are my underwear. I'm cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like instantly. Yeah, I'm doing it. Just to try. I mean, that's like, because like she actually fell in love with him too.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty rough. What a good dude for actually telling her. He could have been one of those pieces of shit who like have to have a confrontation with somebody and they never do it.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, I got the burps.
Yeah, and he tried a couple of times too. So it was like, I don't know. He was, I guess at least he tried, but he did eventually tell her. And then the dude, what's his name? What the fuck's the guy's name?
Grant.
Her husband Grant.
Grant, yeah. He shows up. God, that guy's such a pile of shit. I don't know.
And then, I mean, like, she had all the money and he thinks, oh, I'm just going to leave her here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what an idiot.
I mean, was it for 2 months?
Oh, wow. It was actually 2
2 months. They said it. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because where they said it was, he's on the phone to his mother-in-law, and you've been lying to me for 2 months. Every week she's calling, and she was out shopping or doing something every time, and she's like, you need to deliver me her, and that's why he got her in the first place, because he was getting nagged by the mother-in-law.
Yeah. And then she's over there just being great mom. And then he's being, banging chicks, it looks like.
Well, it looks like she finally had like a purpose to her life, and she was, not saying that she didn't necessarily have a purpose being rich and all that.
I don't know. I don't feel like she did. Like she was just kind of going along with whatever and was just kind of shitty because she didn't, really know what else to do. That's all she was doing was just being shitty to everybody. All the crew and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
true. Just because
she didn't
have money doesn't mean you have
yeah
everything going for you. Yeah.
Didn't seem like really she was
wonder-
doing anything else.
Do you guys think that somebody could actually in real life could make a change like that? I really don't find that all that plausible.
That's a huge change. Like if you
Yeah.
didn't get amnesia, I mean, that's why.
I don't think
made a
amnesia would
difference.
change your personality. I mean, that's literally like like when you're like, if you look at how her mom acts, when she was a young kid, everything she wanted, somebody would take care of.
Yeah, well, when she
So how
had
are you supposed to build any character with that going on?
I don't know.
it's-
Brain
it
damage
took
can
time.
definitely change your personality.
yeah,
So
it just took time because like when she was in the
But she didn't have brain; she just had amnesia
I mean,
Yeah.
from
it-
shock.
But she went from a dick in
Yeah.
the place telling the guy to eat his checkers to becoming a mom. So I mean, it did change.
Maybe the responsibility and all that
Yeah.
stuff like helped her out.
well, like
but-
we were saying, she got a purpose. Like she actually
yeah,
had something to go, do, and I don't know. And she also saw how the, I guess with lack of a better word, lower class was living, and it was I don't know. Maybe she found it a lot better than. Obviously, she found it a lot better than what she was doing, and
Yeah.
also, hey, it's really shitty to treat people that I feel are lower than me shitty because they're not lower than me, that kind of thing. So, I like when she gets back on the boat or the yacht and, is hanging out with the crew and stuff like that and drinking with them. That was pretty good. Oh, that was
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
So.
They're all watching her drink the beer, like, oh my god, you gotta watch this.
So
Good.
hot.
No, that's not why.
Well, then the other thing is like, I just totally lost what I was thinking about.
I like
Steve, you talk too long.
Yeah, sorry. I'll try to cut down my
Don't
talking.
do that. Don't stop. I was teasing.
When they're turning the boat around, the mom just sliding off the fucking bed. I laughed my ass off of that. I'm sorry. It was funny as hell.
Yeah,
oh, man.
that shit is funny.
Yeah.
I loved Grant getting pulled out of the ocean
Yeah.
because he had that like soggy dog look.
Yeah.
When you like have like an annoying puppy and you splash them in the water and then they're just like, I'm gonna be sulky now, and you pull them out.
I guess
That's what it reminded me of.
Well, and like the whole crew, like none of them were getting in that fucking water for him. They're just like, just fucking attach the crane to him. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
Then she's just like, I mean, that'd be weird. Living like that guy, and then finding out you have a shitload of money all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Well,
I wonder if that's going to change much. Like, I guess build a better house, right? Or buy a better house. I feel like he'd want to build his own house.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a carpenter, so at least some of that would go with the house building, right? So I guess there's other stuff to it, but I feel like he's probably got all those skills. He's probably worked construction sites and stuff like that. So
the thing is, I don't know if he would.
No,
I mean, they might have a nicer truck, but I mean, why? Like, if your kids are turning out okay, why would you change it up?
Yeah,
like a bigger house isn't going to make their lives just better.
I don't think like bigger house. I just think like a better maintained house. Like that's one less thing to stress about.
Definitely re-roof it. Yeah, definitely re-roof that sucker.
Even if
wasn't it leaking water?
Yeah,
yes.
Even if he's just like remodels that place or whatever. But just I don't know. I've had uncles and stuff like that are all in construction, and those guys, it's just like a mechanic. They've always got something they're working on, and I feel like a dude like that would always be working on something in the house. Just because that's what they want to do. It doesn't have to be broken. Just build something,
Yeah.
It's funny because I have my grandpa was a plumber and kind of a carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
So was my great uncle, and then their houses were always on the verge of falling apart.
Yeah.
Because the last thing they want to do is their vocation on their day off.
I mean, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
But granted, my job, except for when I worked as a furniture mover, I didn't want to fucking touch a piece of furniture except to sit on it. When I was doing that, my job now, there ain't nothing that I do at work that is the same as I do here, except for maybe a little bit of IT stuff. So
you're just sitting on the chair. You're like, that's right, bitch. You're not getting moved today.
Well, I'll tell you what. I've had plenty of food service jobs, from working in deli to a pizza place and doing cake decorating, and I never wanted to go home and make more stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be like, no, okay, I've just got a handful of Cheerios. I'm good. And I like cooking, but just not. I didn't want to bring it home. I was like, I've had enough.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I just cut down trees, and if I start doing that in the yard, people are
get in trouble.
pissed off at me.
Yeah. Take away all our shade.
Just
What?
bombing trees across the neighbor's house.
What?
Like,
It's
I have
fun.
to go. You have your fucking house in the way.
Look, I tried. All right, I tried to make it miss it. I didn't want it. It's just not the way it worked.
I'd be like, hey, get your phone out. Do you know how to upload to YouTube? And the guy'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, all right, that's how you're gonna make this money back. And he's like, what? Just fall it right across his house. And then I just flip him off. Fuck you, buddy. And then I'm like, all right, turn the camera off. All right, upload that. You should be able to make enough with the money in there.
Yeah,
Should be
GoFundMe
good
and
to
all that
go.
stuff. You'd be all right.
I'd be like, you didn't say any curse words, right? Okay. Because they demonetize you. Wouldn't that suck? Have like one of those viral videos and me flipping them off demonetizes the video.
You just have to blur it out. Get somebody to edit it. I'll edit for him.
I mean, I can't believe you couldn't I guess that's how it is nowadays, though.
Yeah.
I wish that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean,
whatever.
damn near everything gets you demonetized nowadays. So I guess it's
Yeah,
a good
it's funny.
It's a good thing that we don't monetize anything on our channel. So
Yeah, no shit. I'm watching a show, a news show, and instead of coronavirus, they say the thing.
yeah, so they don't get in trouble.
They can't say race riots.
Yeah.
They can't say riots. They can't say protesters. They have to like dance around all these words with other stuff. They got demonetized because they were asking their chat if they could type in 2 Chinese characters. That's like a Chinese slur, but it's like a communist dog type of a thing. That's kind of what I think what the slur was. And it's it's not like a racial slur. It's more like an economic ideal slur or whatever. Anyways, so that got them demonetized, and it's like so then they have to have their own sponsors that they endorse.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
get like
geez.
a fucking MeUndies or whatever the fuck other sponsors, or you have Patreon or all that other shit. But
Well, I
mean,
kind of wonder how I kind of wonder how long it's going to be before YouTube is like you can't do that anymore because they're missing out on their cut of the money off that video.
I mean, then maybe that'll make people move to, I guess, Vimeo, or there's another one.
Why
out
can't
there.
somebody make a decent one that will just like? Here's the thing: I watch gun channel things that's like how to fix your gun if you break it, or my favorite one is this guy. He shoots guns for like he basically just puts in magazines until the gun melts, and I just love watching it.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
it's like a stress test kind of thing on a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that. I've watched the same video like 6 times just to the guy melting a gun barrel. Anyways, they never have like a Ruger ad on his thing on his YouTube because YouTube doesn't like guns.
Yeah, I would take it down.
Which is like, wait a second, guys, like half of the United States likes guns. Well, or more than that, because there's 440 million guns, and I would doubt that most gun owners have 3 guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So probably half of America has like, 2 guns. And here it's probably way more than that because they've been selling guns like crazy over this virus thing, which is really funny because I heard this couple and they were arguing and the guy's like, I didn't know it was this hard to get a gun. Who the hell made it this hard to get a gun? And the lady's like, well, it's all these gun laws. And he's like, there's no gun laws. How are these people getting these guns to shoot up schools? And therein lies the problem. They're crazy. They can get the guns even if they came and took all of them away, they'd still end up with one because there's just fucking crazy people, fucking crazy assholes. Ugh. And the news that well, we fixed it. We just don't have any more schools. Right? I'm just going to do it all on the internet.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I did hear some stuff about that, which is like, you imagine these kids in this movie trying to sit still while they're videoing the teacher, trying to teach them stuff.
Well, and then there's would these kids have the internet even if they were in this time period? A lot of, especially up here, there are quite a few kids that do not have internet or internet good enough to do Zoom or anything like that. So
that's a good call. I bet the internet in Fort Bragg is terrible once you get like a mile out of town.
Yeah.
Because like in Medford, which is, pretty high population area, the internet's okay. And then you drive out of the city limits and it's just nothing. You're down to like, 2 meg CenturyLink DSL.
Yeah.
And
it's back in the day when you had to yell at somebody to get out the fucking phone so that you could get on the internet and shit like that. But it's like, hey, stop fucking streaming so I can fucking talk to my teacher.
I mean, it's it's so bad. And then of course, the government, they're going to give Ajit Pai is going to give Comcast like $16 billion more to expand their rural coverage. And
they'll just do the same thing that fucking Spectrum or whatever it was in New York did, and take that money, give it to their CEO people and all their
Yep,
executives, and
yep.
then not do it. But California for sure will not fucking boot their asses out of the state like New York did with. I can't remember if it was.
They should.
What was it?
Was
I
it
think
Comcast? I think it was. Was it Cox?
Yeah,
Or Time Warner? It was one of those
something
two,
like
I
that.
think. Anyways, it's like so Elon Musk was like, yeah, this Starlink thing, man, you just wait a minute and let's give this a try. And he's like, oh, you won't be able to get less than 100 millisecond latency, but it's like he might. You should find out before you give it to that rich guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's a thing that they did in like 1996 where they promised 40 meg symmetrical upload and download in 1996. Like, that's so long in the past. And here I am in a place where I have 1.1 megabit up and fucking, the best I can get is 10 megabit internet.
Yeah.
And I'm not even that far away from civilization. I'm in a town.
Oh. Well, hopefully Starlink, starts hitting further south than Washington and all those northern areas.
I figure if it does work this time next year, because he said it'll take like basically till next year to get it fully up there. So as long as the world doesn't take some big giant shit in between now and then, which, I mean, that's that seems like we're asking a lot.
Yeah.
Because like every single month we've had some new, like, what I realized? This year started off with the fires in Australia.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that seems like 7 years ago. Well, that's what it seems like. It was like 2 years ago, or it seems like forever ago. But it was just, and I've been worried sick. Of course, I got a new kid, and money and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it does look like, I don't know. I think they need to just let everybody do whatever they're going to do and quit worrying about it. Because they're not. I mean, the idiots are running around. They're not going to stop anybody from getting. And if you're some kind of an elderly person, they should figure out some program where they could make sure not sick people deliver you stuff and stay the fuck at home. That would be the people to really quarantine, because the doofuses that I see running around, they're not going to keep any. I watched this asshole in a holiday market cough on produce. They had no mask on, open mouth, coughing on produce. And I'm like,
should have punched him in the throat.
Look at this fucking some old lady.
Oh,
I'm not doing that to an old lady.
But
if you look at it,
when you said some asshole, I'm assuming some asshole our age or maybe a little older or whatever, a dude or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, just pop him one.
Yeah, those guys are, they're the ones that don't even show that they're being sick.
Yeah.
But here's this old lady.
Well, yeah, but those are also the assholes that go around and do it on purpose. They're the ones who go through and go, on purpose just to be a fucking dick because they think they're fucking edgelord, cunt bags and all that stuff. So, but
drag those people behind cars at a high rate of speed.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of videos of people, doing that kind of stuff. And it's like, you guys need to just get hit in the head with a hammer.
Maybe it'll make you right in the head.
I mean, who knows what it's going to do, but it's not doing anybody any good right now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So be funny though. Anyways, I just thought it'd be funny thinking about those kids trying to be You know what? How much of the schooling does anybody even really need? You think about that. Like, not that long ago, nobody went to school. From what I recall, the whole school system is like a 1900 on invention. And then they insist on teaching you a bunch of crap that you don't remember. Like, nobody remember. Dude, in 10th grade, we took a quiz on who were the two primary combatants in the Revolutionary War, and more people thought it was France than Britain. This was in like 10th grade.
Yeah.
Okay, so I ask again, how much school do we really need? Like, be able to read and write. And it's like, if you want to learn stuff, it's actually really easy now to learn stuff. You can just go on the internet and learn it. As long as you can read and write, you can do it.
Keywords, as long as you can read and write.
There's people graduating high school who can't read and write. How the fuck does that happen?
I know. And then there's a thing called autocorrect now, which makes it correct for you, and it still's like wrong for them. It's like, what?
Well, yeah, because they write
Drives me
words
nuts.
that sound like the word, but aren't the right
Fucking pisses
word.
me-
And it's like I took, what was it, when I was doing my general ed recently, for college, I took an English class, and I'm reading some of these people's papers that they wrote, and I'm
Mhm.
like, I really just want to be like, I want to go through and like correct these fucking things, because it's just like these. Yeah, you're saying these words, but you're using words that aren't the right word for this thing. Like, it doesn't mean the same thing as what you think it does. Like, and on don't mean the same thing, you know? Shit like that. And it's just like, God.
Well, affect and effect.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody
Well,
fucks.
yeah, but
not to
that's like
mention-
like a lot of people will fuck that up. I'm talking like simple words that 100% don't mean the same thing, and they're using it, and it's like, why are you doing that? Why? I mean, because autocorrect corrected it for you, and you didn't bother to read your paper because that's just the way you are, because you are used to writing Facebook posts and fucking text messages and stuff. It's like, stop.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. But like, I haven't ever had an English teacher who's explained to me what a preposition was, where it made sense.
Yeah.
I looked it up on the internet. I think that's what, I don't know. I looked up something on the internet, and it had like a really nice, concise definition that made sense. And I was like, oh, that's what that is? Why the hell couldn't they have just said this like 10 years ago?
Because that's not what whatever book or whatever they're going from is telling them how to say it. They're going. It's the same with some math classes and things like that. Or when you take a math class or an English class or whatever, especially in college, it's like whatever the department tells the teacher that they have to do, they've got to do it, because if somebody sits in from the department and they're not doing it the way they tell them, then you get it, you know, then they'll get in trouble or whatever, or something will happen. Where I have had teachers who have been in school, you know, been teaching for a long time, so I have a little more seniority. Like my calculus teacher, he had his own kind of rules with stuff. It all came out to the same thing, but if I was in a different calculus class, I would have learned a different way, because the other one maybe didn't have the seniority, so he would have taught a different way, because that's the way the department says they have to teach it. You know, it just depends on the stuff. So if you have a teacher that is following by the book what a department says, and it's not the best way to teach it, or not everybody understands the way it's supposed to be taught, you know, maybe some people will understand it and some people won't. It's just, I don't know, it's fucked up. And I imagine the same thing happens in high school, probably worse, because some of those teachers definitely didn't want to be there. Where I've gotten lucky with most of my college classes, and for the most part, they all seem like they actually like to be there. So they will actually talk to you and answer your questions and stuff like that. So at least from my experience, I can't say that's 100% with everybody, but I know in high school, there were many teachers that just were there for a paycheck and didn't give a shit what the fuck, like if you understood it or not, as long as the class got above enough average that they weren't called out on it, you know, just doing the bare minimum kind of shit. So I think that's kind of shitty. And so,
yeah. Well, I mean, shoot, even just like learning how to read, they have completely different ways. Like they teach like whole word reading or something, whole word, I don't know. And then there's phonics, you know, like phonetically doing it.
yeah.
So I learned how to do it phonetically from a book that my grandma thought that I should have learned how to read. So she gave the book to my mom. My mom spent the time over the summer to teach me how to read. So I learned how to read that way.
Yeah.
So then my mom told the teacher, oh, look, she got this book, and it only took me like a month and a half to really kind of figure out how to read. You know, obviously I wasn't like reading fucking Stephen King novels or anything, but but you have the
building blocks of,
yeah,
you know.
So the gal bought the books, because I went to Forest Ranch elementary school, and she bought the books and you had to share with another kid. I didn't, but the other kids did, suckers. And anyways, so they all were learning how to read really quickly.
Yeah.
And so my poor brother, he did it, tried to learn the whole word way, and he was struggling. And then my mom got him one of the books, and he was reading like, embarrassed me because it was so fucking fast.
Yeah.
And then, by the time I was in 3rd grade, I was reading like Jurassic Park and stuff. And we were reading Dean Koontz books when we were in like 3rd and 4th grade.
Yeah.
Which is a lot better than people who can't read, books now when they're old.
Oh, definitely.
Because reading is never fun. Like once you figure it out and you're like, wait, there's all this stuff that I can like figure out. This is great.
Well, yeah, and you got to figure out a way to make it work for the kid too. Like if it's, or the person in general, like if you don't make it entertaining or like interesting to the person, then obviously like, reading some of the shit we had to read in school was just like, God, some of that shit was just like, fuck this. I don't want to read this. And I can read pretty fast. I would not read those books very fast because they just didn't interest me. So
yeah, they were having us read these terrible books.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to say before, that's what I remembered that we were talking about. I was going to say, so in the beginning, when he goes, your life is so easy, you're making up problems to complain about you with your rich bitch lifestyle. Like everybody on the internet calling other people out.
Yeah.
Is a rich bitch. Because they're inventing things to be mad about that aren't
the cancel culture bullshit.
Yeah. Like I have such nothing to do. I'm gonna look through your 15-year-old videos or your 10-year-old tweets and see if I can find something that's remotely could be remotely construed as offensive, and then have a bunch of shit to say over it. And it's like, guys, what are we doing here? We don't need to do that shit. Don't do that. We don't need to do that shit at all.
Yeah. We
could just not do that. Wouldn't that be nice? I like that idea.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that, though.
I'm here.
Let's just clean slate it. Let's just wipe everything anybody's ever said on the internet. Start over. Just get rid of it. Let's wipe the internet, Eric. I feel like that's the plot of some spy movie or some like action movie or some shit like that.
I like the Jay and Silent Bob method better, where we just go to everybody's house and beat them up.
We get the information and just pop them in the face.
Yeah, just punch them in the head, and then everybody's been beat up.
Yes, when I say pop them in the face, I don't mean to shoot them either. So just
I
to make sure
the porno way, where you just like they open the door and then you Silence of the Lambs them, where they just get hit in the face with ejaculate.
Oh man. Yeah,
that'd be really funny. Like, I mean, not literally to do it, but I could see that in some kind of a cartoon or something where you have Hannibal Lecter and then the guy in the other cell, like doing investigations. That sounds like a South Park joke.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he just like opens the door and it's like, oh, what the fuck hit me? Oh God, it's jizz. And then you see like one of us standing there holding our hog. It's like, oh God, not from you guys.
Okay, so Ricky used to, you know how he just watches like one show constantly all the time? Usually it's Family Guy or something like that.
Yeah,
so
he's a psycho.
Yeah, it used to be Tosh.0. He used to watch Tosh.0 constantly.
Oh God.
And there's a scene on that in that thing where he's at like a college party or something like that, or one of their little skits and stuff, and there's this like glow in the dark shit that they're like shooting everywhere, and he's standing there and something goes into his mouth and he's like, all right, what the fuck was that? What went in my mouth? And he's like, it was fucking gross, it was salty, what the fuck did you guys just do? Like, I don't know if it was planned. I think something was planned to like go at him. I don't know if it was planned to go in his mouth, but he freaked the fuck out, and it was fucking hilarious. And I don't know, it just made me think of that when you were talking about that. Somebody opens the door. What in my mouth? What the fuck was that? So
you could just imagine, like, everybody would be complaining about that, which would be a real problem.
Yeah.
Opening the door to get jizz in your face. That would be a real life actual problem where you'd be like, I don't want this to happen anymore.
And then there's the biggest issue, Eric. We know from every CSI show that they have a comprehensive DNA or a comprehensive jizz encyclopedia that they can find anybody because there's jizz everywhere.
That's true. I want to be one of those chimera jizzers. I seen a CSI episode of that where
There was that
had,
one.
Yeah, where he had like a different DNA for his jizz than
Because
him.
he absorbed his brother or something like that when he was in the womb or some shit. Yeah.
So I mean, if he would have been smart, he would have been like, my brother Ralph. Yeah, my parents didn't put him in the system. I don't know where he lives now. I think I seen him the
It was
other
a
day.
home birth.
They'd be like, oh shit, it's the brother Ralph. It's always the psycho brother Ralph with this guy. Yeah, he's a psycho, man. He just does whatever. I mean, holy shit. God damn. I feel like could you imagine Kurt Russell doing that?
Just open
Like,
or somebody opens the
He
door and
opens
he
the
jizzes in their
door.
face.
He opens his door, just gets hammered with jizz, and Goldie Hawn standing there, and she's the one who did it. He'd be like, what the fuck just happened?
Damn it.
Where'd that even come from?
And that's her payback for tricking her into thinking they were married, and then they're all right, you got me good. Now let's
Yeah.
actually get married.
I was thinking more, I mean, could you, like, nowadays, they could make that movie funny. Like, he wakes up with like a strap on in his butt,
Yeah,
and she's just like, I'm pegging you. And he's like, ah.
What the fuck, man?
Well, I mean, that would be a terrible thing to have happen if you weren't into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love this movie. I like it's too bad you can't make a movie like this anymore because everybody'd be like, oh my God.
That's why they had to change it up so much. And
Yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't work with the girl because.
Well, okay, wait. If it did, okay, say yes, it could maybe, but these two in the new one, like, they didn't have that connection, which eventually, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell did in the movie. They eventually.
There was
I
no
just mean,
chemistry
like,
there.
Yeah, there was no chemistry.
If
It was
it's
so.
inappropriate for a man to do to a woman, it's still inappropriate.
No,
the
I
other way
know that.
around.
I know that, but
It's not as scary though.
yeah, I know that, but it was totally like that. There was no connection. There was, the opposite effect, which was just stupid. Like, I don't know. It was
Well, it should have been
horrible.
Chris Pratt
And-
in On a Fair. That's who it
I
should have been.
know.
Or Chris Pratt and Aubrey Plaza, or
Characters like
people
that.
like that
Not
have
this-
chemistry.
Oh,
Nick from New
New
Girl
Girl.
and Jess would have been great.
mhm.
That would have been a totally fine substitution. Could you imagine?
Well,
Nick
just because Jake
yelling
Johnson
at
needs
her?
to be in more stuff, so
Yeah.
Yeah. It could have
Yeah.
been anybody, but it was horrible, and I don't know why you had to buy it instead of just renting it, because I freaking own it, and every time I look
Oh,
at it,
I
I'm
didn't
like,
mean to.
"Ugh."
It was on accident. I was clicking rent, and then I don't know.
Uh-huh.
well
That's how that
now we
was
can
them.
watch it later
Oh, no,
on
they
and
had
hear
a
Kelly yell and
2-for-1
scream
thing.
about it because it'll be funny.
They
I
had
will
a
go.
2
It'll
Do
be
you
like
really want to
me-
hear that for an hour?
Well, it'll be like me watching Turtle Man.
No, God, ugh.
live
This-
action.
no.
Yeah.
The remake of Overboard. This is not compared to the greatness. Hello, of Turtle Man.
He's doing a public service for
Yes.
brownies and Oreos,
Oh,
and
man.
here you are complaining
Yeah.
about him.
God, I
He's
hate that
getting
fucking
dangerous
show.
snakes out of people's yards
For an apple pie.
For an apple pie.
Yeah, and he loves doing it.
Yeah, and he's got a sidekick. That guy,
Yes,
That guy?
he's a really good
The
friend.
sidekick
Well,
guy.
we haven't,
Remember
we
his
haven't seen it
name?
in years. We
but
haven't
he's
seen it.
definitely like vaguely related to you
Okay.
because
Oh,
he
man.
reminds me of a fat Ricky.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely I mean, you had family that came from that end of the world.
I'm sure I did.
He actually might be one of my relatives
All right.
by marriage.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I love my southern roots, so there, go for it.
All right, guys.
Well,
What
that's
rating
it.
did you give this?
I'll give this 4 stars.
Give it 5 stars.
Got 5 stars out of Kelly. I gave this 4 stars also. Next week's movie is Eric's choice. What are you gonna choose?
Well, in honor of Ian Holm sadly dying, Bilbo Baggins did not make it to 111, which is bullshit.
Yep.
I'm
Now
gonna
make it to his
pick.
levity first.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah,
Yep.
I figured maybe since it's only the three of us, we could just watch the three of them. One a week.
Oh,
Not
okay.
without fucking up your guys' choices. We could just watch them because we haven't ever seen them. And
One after another every week, not like
Yeah.
be like,
Okay.
oh, we're gonna do 3 movies in 1 hour.
I will.
Here you go, have fun.
I will have to say that the week after, the 28th, we're gonna do our 4th of July choice for the 5th.
okay, yep.
So
Just break it up then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
It'll. But we can start after that also, for the next one. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
for
worries.
2 towers. But
What's our 4th of July pick?
I was. I'll talk to you guys afterwards, so we don't spoil it for the people watching.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
we only
I-
spoil the movies as we're talking about them.
That's right. I've kind of wanted to do this one, but we've kind of chose other stuff before, so. But I'll talk to you guys after the podcast about it. All right. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? I know Kelly,
No.
you probably have like another 2 hours you want to talk about this, but we
She
can keep
loves
going
this
if you
movie.
like.
I
so.
do. I love it. I do not get
And
sick
honestly,
of it.
Kelly, I will say that I can see why. I enjoyed this movie, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
and I was kind of surprised I did. So
Yeah,
it was,
because I'm not a big like, oh, I love romantic movies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, like if
She
they're
does so much scoffing during most of her
what?
Yeah.
It's just not realistic. I would like to know whose life is actually like that.
yeah,
They're fantasies, Kelly.
I know for real. Like,
Okay, men's
good luck.
fantasies are there's a bad thing, you have a bunch of guns, and you're invincible, and you can go kill that thing. That's why guys love action movies.
mm,
Okay?
true, right?
Girls are like, I want this perfect, non existent man to come do all these things to me and
So
make me feel good.
the movies I like
think.
that are romantic are like romantic comedies. Like they're actually like, oh, okay, I could kind of see that. Like, 50 First Dates, this one, 13 Going on 30, and stuff like that. Like, but nothing like, see, I can't even name it because I don't watch them.
Well, I like 50 First Dates. That's a pretty good movie.
I
That
love
one-
that
yeah,
one.
that one's pretty
Yes.
good.
It's she's like a flawed goofball, and he's just like, I'm so tired of these normal women, because he has to work for it, and he doesn't have to work for it.
Kid, yo, he just threw a bowl,
sounded like it was heavy and possibly fragile.
and there goes the plate. Yep,
All right, guys.
that's
I
my
think
child.
I think because it sounds like there
Yep.
might be a child emergency in the background.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you guys like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Heroic Adventure Productions, twitch.tv/Heroic Adventure, mixer.com/Turketer, and twitch.tv/Turketer Plays. You can also follow us on Twitter at HAP Gaming. Follow me on Twitter at Turketer. Follow, is Eric right there, or is it going to be Kelly starting? Oh, Eric's right there.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here, yeah.
All right. Follow Eric on Twitter at.
Quick and severe.
Follow Kelly on Twitter at.
Sugar Snuggles.
Follow Ricky on Twitter at Furry Twitter Balls and Jason on Twitter at Unbelievable1. You can also email us at Steve, Eric, Kelly, Jason, and Ricky at hapgaming.com. Each one of those names individually at hapgaming.com. You can find all the stuff I've been saying in the description on youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions and twitch.tv/Turketer Plays. That's going to be it, though. Thanks for watching, everybody, and join us next week as we discuss Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings.
Yes.
And also, maybe we'll stream this week. I don't know yet. See how I'm doing. Rings. Okay. So that's going to be it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll talk to you guys next week.